Oh no, is it going to be all that herky-jerky stuff again? Oh, come on. Not again. No. Is it going to be all that herky-jerky stuff again? Hi, Gail. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I hope it's not going to be herky-jerky like it was last week. I've got everything turned off. I think, I don't know that, deep down, all that stuff that runs behind the scenes. Epson data collection agent. Who the heck is that? Let me quit whatever that is. Well, quit it. I don't need it. Hi, Jean. Nice to see you. Oh, okay. You don't see herky-jerky? Then that's fine. It's all good then. It's all good. There was something running here, and I don't know what it was, but I quit it. So there. And let's get it out of the dock. Remove it from the dock. Hi, Stitch It Pam. Good afternoon. Good early evening, I guess. I don't know what 5 o'clock is. I mean, it's cocktail time in many cultures. And they always say it's always 5 o'clock somewhere, but I'm not. I guess it's early evening. I guess the clocks are going to fall back in a couple of weeks. I guess the second week in November. We had one of those days that you kind of wait for and wait for. It was beautiful today. It still is beautiful. I mean, it got up to 80, but for the most part, it was like 78. I mean, that's like, to me, is the sweet spot, 75, 78. And I was trying to think, how long, when will be the point when I can turn the AC off? And it probably won't be until mid-November and late afternoon. Yeah, that's what I would call it. And probably have to turn the AC back on. Oh, April. So it's about 6 months of the year. And I guess that's true up north when I lived up north in terms of turning the heat on and such. So, yeah, I always kind of go out and look to see what's going, see whether there's something interesting I can attempt to make. And I came across an older stream by Shannon Green where she made a box out of magazines. So I'm going to attempt that. And Noit, a fellow, another one of our crafters that live in Israel. We've been following her. She's been doing a posting and doing her art also. And Miriam was on this morning. God bless them. To be able to focus that long to do a stream with all of, the horror that's going on around them. It's just a testament to human, the human being that is able to do such incredible things. So Noit did she did a very simple kind of made Tim Holtz tissue like paper. So I'm going to try to do that too. So that's my goal for this afternoon. Those are the things I'd like to get done or try to get done. But before that, we have to have our weekly reading of All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. And I was going through and I was trying to see how many stories are left to read. And there's quite a few, more than I thought there were. I'll go through a whole bunch where I've written read, and then there'll be a gap where we haven't read. And for whatever reason, I skipped over them. I very rarely ever pre-read them before going live. I just open it up and look for one that I haven't read and just start reading. Sometimes I'll look for the length, but they're usually all about the same length. But I thought this one was apropos because it's about an Orthodox Sephardic Jew. Are your stories true? Are the people real? The simple answer is yes. The more complicated answer is that I'm a storyteller. not an investigative journalist. A good story can be improved on by adding necessary facts, spice to the stew, a dash of hyperbole may be used to encourage laughter. And sometimes I combine two very similar good stories into one better story, sacrificing what is true for the sake of truth. He's capitalized the word truth. Often it's necessary to change names and certain identifying details to protect the privacy of the individuals about whom I write. Not everybody wants to be well known. A case in point is the Hi-Ho llama, the true story, but from the beginning, the shoemaker was adamant about not being identified. He felt it was not right to get credit for simply doing what everybody ought to do in the first place. Please don't use my name or tell people where my shop is, he asked. So I made up a name, Eliza Schwartz. It was just as well. The shoemaker's real name was too improbable to be credible, Eli Angel. Mr. Angel is dead now, and I feel free to correct the facts and tell you the rest of the story. Eli Angel was an Orthodox Sephardic Jew born on the island of Rhodes. Though his formal education was limited, those who knew him considered him a very learned man. He could hold his own in Greek, Spanish, French, Hebrew, and English. He knew history and philosophy and theology. A generous man, he was active in helping other immigrants settle into their adopted country. In his neighborhood in Seattle, he was revered for his many small acts of perceptive kindness, for believing that whatever good a man does comes back to him. When he died, the synagogue was filled to overflowing. They called him a tzaddik, a righteous man, worthy of respect. By coincidence, my wife knew Eli's wife. My wife, the epitome of medical discretion, had never told me that she was Mrs. Angel's physician. After Eli's death, Mrs. Angel was feeling pretty bad and came to see my wife. She missed her beloved husband. She wished more people had known him. My wife told her the story of the Hi-Ho llama from the kindergarten book and explained that millions of people knew about her husband. They just didn't know his real name. His acts of kindness had come back around to comfort his wife. Doing good things without expectation of reward was Eli's specialty, way beyond putting cookies in shoes he wouldn't repair. The Jews have a word for such deeds, mitzvah. Mrs. Angel died recently, and now I can tell you even more. When Eli met Rachel, it was love at first sight. He proposed after knowing her 2 days. She turned him down. Why? Because she had cancer. She had been told she could not have children and would not live long. He insisted. He would love her until the end, whenever it came. With love as a shield against impending doom, they married. Love produced 4 children, and love kept them together into old age. Mrs. Angel was as good at mitzvah as her husband, a conspirator in doing good deeds without getting caught at it. I know all of this because I recently spent time talking with angels. Eli's son is a 3rd-generation cobbler, running his father's shop up on Capitol Hill in Seattle. People in the neighborhood speak of Raymond as they once spoke of his father, a real mensch, a worthy man. I watched him engage customers with patience and attention. Another mitzvah specialist, I thought to myself. I spoke with Raymond's sisters and his daughter and saw the family scrapbooks. Eli Angel and his dear wife Rachel were talked about as if they were still around, still taking care of their corner of the world. I went away reminded that not all people are no damned good, and the world is not going completely to hell. I went away admonished and blessed. The evangelist Billy Graham says angels are real. We just can't see them. Wrong. I know where the real angels are. I have seen them with my own eyes. Some angels I know can fix your shoes and mend your soul at the same time. So there you go. Angels in the flesh. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. I always do. I always do. So let's see. Is chat moving? I don't know. Is it moving? Let's see. 13 people are here. Okay. All right. So I've made, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Gail. Thank you. I've made most of these little tubies that you need to build this magazine box. They are really very, very pretty. Shannon has made several of them, and I'm going to make a couple of more tubes, but you need, as you can see, you need quite a few. But this box is going to end up being, this is going to be the bottom of the box, and it's going to be 4 by 6. And so to make a tube, it's not that difficult. I'll get out my handy dandy, and you just use a regular magazine, right? She recommends, nothing too heavy. And I need a few more of these tubes, and then I can start building it. It's really, magazine. Obviously, you need a magazine, and you need glue. And she actually uses which I was laughing at, she uses the Dollar Tree glue, the Jot brand, which if you've ever bought that, it's probably the worst glue I don't even know how they can call it glue. It is so bad. But she bought it, I guess, when school was starting, and she got 8 sticks of Jot glue for $1.25. And so she uses that in putting together the initial kind of tube, because later on she's going to use more serious glue, a whole bunch of different types of glue, but nothing that you guys don't have. So this needs to be 4 inches, and I'm just doing 2 for now. But I know you can't hear them, because it's just interesting how sound doesn't travel. But the birds are out there trilling, just having a grand old time. Now, when you roll it up, you want to look for some color. You want some color. Probably get more color on that. So, and I'm just using a pencil, a round pencil. And I've been doing this, as you can see, all day, on and off, all day. I stopped for 2 hours to play the online game with my son called Neverwinter. Okay, so then what you do is you pull the pencil out, hold on to this pretty tightly. I'm sure you've all maybe, and then sometimes it gets a little out of whack, so you just kind of tap that until give it a little whack until it's kind of even. And I'm going to use, I have some extreme glue. Which is, hard to find and ridiculously expensive. I don't have any Jot glue, so I'm just going to put a little glue here and roll that up like so. And it's going to get glued a lot more. So, and add that to my pile, because you'll see. And I've got tons of these. I've made, I don't know, 46, 48, 50 something. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. I'm just, I'm making paper tubes out of magazines to make a box out of, I guess I'm out of, let me see, come up here, a box, a rather attractive box out of a magazine. This is an old video that I found of Shannon Green from 2 years ago, which is not that long ago. I mean, Shannon is not on regularly anymore. Every once in a while she'll pop up. But I know back in the day, I give that a tap. Learned a lot from Shannon, enjoyed all of her streams, great sense of humor, journaling by fives and all of that fun stuff. That was all Shannon's doing. She's a good friend of Rosemary and Mike Deacon and all of those folks back in the day. See, that's a nice color. So that'll end up there. So I'm going to roll this. So you can check to look to see where you want it to. So you get all the various colors. You don't, want all white. So I kind of take a look to see whether I can determine what kind of color I'm going to have at the end. So I'm just going like this. Trying to think what's new and exciting. Oh, I've started my bridge lessons, and yeah, it's been quite the experience. The first 2 days of bridge, there was a woman named Kay and two gentlemen, Bill and Terry, and Bill happens to be Linda, the instructor's husband. And he was pretty intense and really wanted to kind of talk over when his wife was teaching. Hi, Safia. I know it's late for you. And so he got literally, I felt like a little kindergartner. He got our table in trouble. She stopped teaching and came over and spoke to him and Terry, right? And so I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. So the next day, oh, that's a pretty blue. Let me roll it this way. So the next day I come to class, right? And she's informed me that she's moved the boys. Well, I had no problem with the boys. But she's moved them. She's moved them to another table. I'm thinking, oh my God. So anyway, I now have a new partner. And this really kind of, I guess it didn't creep me out, but it took me back. My new partner's name is Bruce. Now, Bruce happens to be the name of my ex-husband, whom taught me how to play bridge 35, 40 years ago. So it was kind of weird having a bridge partner named Bruce. Now, this Bruce apparently has never played bridge before. The other woman, Kay, has never played bridge before. Cards were not allowed in her home. So she has no card sense at all. Lovely lady. And then the fourth hand was a moderator because whoever's supposed to be in that fourth spot was not there that day. And I think her name was Kathy, and she filled in. So we meet twice a week. On Wednesdays, we have the lesson. And on Thursday, we're supposed to play kind of what we did on Wednesday. So we're I don't necessarily agree with her teaching methods, but I don't know I don't know enough about bridge to teach it. But, if anybody in here is familiar with bridge, there used to be a style of bridge called Gorin, Goren, Gorin Bridge. Well, apparently Gorin is out and this new woman, Audrey Grant, is in. So that was a big change. So we're stumbling along, and then on Wednesday of this week, she's a real authoritarian, and she didn't think that people were responding to her, because she told us at the beginning that when she said, listen carefully. We were all supposed to immediately stop talking and listen to every word that came out of her house. These are adults, I mean, older adults, and they're talking and chatting and socializing, and people were not coming to order as quickly as she thought they should. So the other day, I do believe it was last Wednesday, she pulls out, I couldn't believe it, she pulls out a friggin' cowbell and she starts ringing the cowbell. I couldn't believe it. And she said, well, I'm going to ring this when I feel I can't get your attention. A cowbell? Really? Oh my God. I never used a cowbell. Anyway, it's been interesting, and I guess it'll continue to be interesting, and we'll see how it goes. This is a long, I mean, these lessons go on for I think she said 24 weeks. It's like half a year. So, and I have no idea who our fourth person is, because that slot has not been filled. I don't know who that mystery person is. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these seam side down and kind of glue them on the base. So, yeah, a cowbell. She is, I think she's a little full of herself. Just my, I didn't say anything. I figured, oh my God. I felt like I was in elementary school. I made sure that this was working before I went live. I did. And now, of course, it's not. That's true. It could have been it could have been what they call those aruga horns. Aruga. Yeah, it could be a aruga horn. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good point. Good point. Aruga. All right, let's see. Ah, come on. Oh, well, that's okay. I've got plenty of other glue. I just thought this would be easier. I tell you. Fine, be that way. Let's see if I can get this to work. I hate using this for this, but this will work. And we know this will work, and it'll work well. All right. Whoops. I had trouble getting that unstuck. And the nozzle on that is so thin, it's hard to get something to go down that. Okay, here we go. We're cooking with prehistoric whistle to stop some speaking. Oh, I bet. That's great. Well, even in college, you got to get their attention first, whatever it takes, right? And I guess poor Linda thought that, the bell might work. So I'm trying to, she just rang it once. All right, Sophia. We'll see what happens this week. But she's, bridge is a pretty complicated game. And I played in my early 40s. So that's 30 some odd years ago. And and there's a lot of rules, and there's a lot of things to remember. And I don't know how, the way she's teaching it is according to this woman, the queen of bridge. And we're playing, but we're not bidding yet. And bidding in bridge is like the most important part of the game. So we're just like, we're getting bits and pieces of the game. And if you don't have any knowledge, it's going to be very confusing, because you're only seeing half the picture, because she doesn't want to reveal, the rest of it. It's really kind of odd to only see half of the picture, and with no bidding involved. And so we're playing in, basically, we're not really playing, but when we do kind of play, which she doesn't let us do very often, it's in no trump. But in the real bridge setting, no trump is like the hardest thing to play in. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with my bridge antics, but I thought you might get a kick out of the cowbell. I thought that was pretty funny myself. And the fact that she removed those guys from our table. I think they really they intimidated the woman Kay. She must have complained because I didn't say anything. And I Kay got all flustered. She was pretty upset on Thursday because she just couldn't grasp what was going on. So I'll tell you another little mini story. Okay, so we're getting ready to play this hand that's pre-dealt, right, on Thursday. And the other moderator now is playing in the fourth chair, which would be, the chairs are by direction. North, south are one pair, and then east, west is another pair. So the moderator is in the west position at the table, and Kay is her partner. And Kay is, oh wow, I glued that so good I can't. And Kay doesn't understand what's going on. Now the moderator has a very raspy voice. I don't know whether she had maybe throat cancer. I don't know, but she can't talk very loud. And of course, guess what? Kay is hard of hearing. So, and as a student, we're not supposed to say anything, even if we're not supposed to interject anything. So here is the instructor trying to give Kay some help, right, as to what to do next. And Kay can't hear her. And Kay keeps on going, what did you say? And the moderator is trying to talk louder, but really is having trouble talking louder. I mean, it was just, yeah. So even though I wasn't supposed to, I understood what Kay needed to understand. So I kind of explained to Kay what she needed to do. So I didn't know what else to do. And Bruce, my partner, I think he's got, what is that? There's, yeah, no wonder poor Kay. I mean, Kay's a lovely lady. There is and I can't think of the name of it, but it's when you fall asleep, you kind of nod off, like just automatically you kind of fall asleep. Necro something or other. I can't remember the name of the disorder. Guess what? Bruce has that because he kept on nodding off. I swear to God, I look over there and he's got his head down and his eyes closed. I'm going, oh, yes. That's it, Pam. So Kay can't hear. My partner's got necrolepsy and keeps on nodding off. And it's going to be a long 24 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. But, it's funny. Yeah. And they'll follow and I don't kill them. Or, yeah. It's like older people. I mean, I guess a lot of older people don't want to, admit that they have hearing problems. And it's like a vanity thing. My sister, took forever for her to, actually say, yeah, I need hearing aids, and because the technology now for hearing aids is unbelievable. It's just, phenomenal. They're real small. You can barely notice that anybody, they have them in, and they can be programmed. Hi, Barbara. Good to see you. I'm talking about the characteristics of my bridge players. My bridge partner has necrolepsy. He nods off a lot. The other woman at the table can't hear the instructions because she's kind of hard of hearing with no hearing aid. And the instructor has decided she needs a cowbell to bring us to order. Other than that, it's the normal bridge lessons. There's, let's see, 8 tables. There's 24 of us all told. They don't hear what they're missing. This is true. So this is what this is supposed to look like. It looks like a pan flute. Remember that guy that played the pan flute? Not Peter Piper. All right, so I'm making a box out of a magazine and trying to keep the conversation going. I'm talking about what happened this week. And the only thing of any interest is the bridge. I did get a new sewing machine, but I'm not going to show it to you because it's pretty heavy and big. But I can lift it up and put it right here. It's a brother, and I'm very happy with it. I have to say I'm very happy with it. All right, so here's the base. I'm washing the dishes. Well, that's good. That's good. So now I'm going to do this again and then make this wall, right? I got to make the wall, and I have to make several of these. So I'm sorry for that, but I figured this is something that I can do and not have to really pay too much attention. Now, she didn't use hot glue here, so I'm not going to. And again, you're going seam to seam, if you can find the seam. All right, like so. I don't know. Hot glue might seem like a thing that. Oh, wow. Oh, I guess you can grow veggies all year round, can't you, Barbara? So you said raised beds? Is that what you're planting your lettuce and spinach in, is raised bed gardening? In an earth box. Okay. Is the earth box like a special type of box? Is it like, does it have cedar in it that keeps the insects down? I think. I don't remember now. That's kind of cool. I guess you could do that here. We are discouraged, basically told not to grow. Hi, chicken pot pie. Barbara, I haven't seen you in ages. So wonderful to see you. We're not supposed to grow vegetables here. I guess you can have like potted, like cherry tomatoes and jalapeno peppers because it attracts rats. And obviously you don't want rats. Well, that's holding that. I'm building a magazine, a box out of magazines. I don't like that one. I keep on throwing that off to the side. And there's a lot of gluing. And I'm hoping that you're chatting. I wish I had like the book like Barb Owen has, share with you totally useless facts. Oh dear. Oh dear. I love totally useless facts. I'm always amazed how many of those I know. And then you wonder, where in God's name did I learn that? And why do I remember it? Yeah. Rats. Let's see. Anybody else? Anybody working on an interesting project? I know Safi is doing Inktober. I think she's doing Inktober. I'm doing Inktober also, but I am drawing flowers, not the Inktober prompts. I've never liked those prompts. It's hard to draw like abstract nouns, I think. So I'm doing flowering flowering plants or something out of a big, gigantic book that I bought, enabled by Dee Dee. I bought several years ago. Oh, you're doing the tangles. Oh, you're all caught up. Yes, that's right, Barb. I forgot. And you're doing it on the craft paper, right? With the black and white. Yeah, that looks so cool. You did show us that on Thursday. Yeah, that's such a great. Oh, that's right. Canadian Thanksgiving was last week, wasn't it? I think it was last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. That's right. Well, last year on Thanksgiving, I was alone. My friends that I normally spend Thanksgiving with had gone to Dallas to spend Thanksgiving with her oldest son, and I didn't really want to travel on Thanksgiving because it's like a nightmare. So my very dear friend, Carol, Canadian artisan, volunteered to have Thanksgiving with me, even though she had already had Thanksgiving. And so we had Thanksgiving. We had a virtual Thanksgiving. I made my Thanksgiving dinner and she made her dinner, and we turned on, we went into a private room on Facebook, and we made it so we could see one another's faces, not just our hands. And we had a lovely virtual, Thanksgiving. It was so sweet of her. So I didn't feel alone on Thanksgiving. I kept on telling myself, oh, it's just another day. Well, it is just another day, but, you feel. Now this is clogged. What the heck is why is stuff clogging up like that? It's so annoying. Well, you mean that sounds quite personal? I don't understand what you mean, Barb. That sounds quite personal. We had Thanksgiving. And hi, Angela. Aileen's. There you go. The stickiest glue out there. We will make this work, right? If all else fails, I'll get the hot glue gun out. Let's see. How many coming along here? We're coming along. Yeah. Ooh, okay. All righty. Let's see. Another cuppa. I had made chili last week because Aunt Bex posted a picture of chili, and I went, oh, that looks so good. And it's really hard for me to eat chili in Florida. It just doesn't work. But her picture made it look so good that I had to. Hi, Christine. I had to make a pot of chili. But it's hard to make chili for one. So after the third night of eating chili, I decided, no, I can't eat any more chili. So I froze the rest of it. So now I am made some chicken chow mein. And again, I'm on night 3 of that. It's hard cooking for one. It really is. So I'm ready to, I'll finish that tonight though. So it's amazing how much chicken chow mein you can make with just one lonely chicken breast. I have a really very quick, simple recipe that I've been making for years. So let's see, we're getting there. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So what did you all, well, I guess it's maybe Barbara's 3 hours earlier. So it would be a time for maybe a mid-afternoon cuppa. I don't want that to glue down there. That would be horrible, huh? Anybody? Virtually, let's see. And Chris was doing the dishes. So what did you have for dinner? Or were you, I can't, let's see, are you an hour later than I am? Or an hour earlier? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I am making, this is going to be a beautiful box out of magazines. And when it's done, it'll have a lid and I can put stickers in it, or ephemera or all sorts of neat stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that there. Now I got to do it again. So hang in there, talk amongst yourselves. See, some of these are really very colorful. Uh-oh, did I freeze? Oh, wow. I guess I froze. Uh-oh. Let me just do this. Reload. I'm back. Am I frozen again? What the heck? All right. I'm all herky-jerky again. Let me see. I don't cook for 2. I buy dishes on an economy kitchen for a complete week. It's cheaper for 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours behind. Oh, wow. That sounds like a great option. And then so then you have to buy food and, do all of that stuff. Huh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I need to make a second one. Okay, here we go. Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, let me move this over here. Yeah, make big batches. Yeah, I do that too because, yeah. That's what you got to do. You make batches and freeze it. And I'm always very grateful to have the freezer, and I usually freeze like the chili. I'll just freeze it in a freezer bag. And you can kind of flatten it out and kind of stack it in the freezer. But when I was married and I had the 2 boys, I mean, we were, the 2 boys could put down some serious food. I love that. That's hysterical. That's so funny. You like to pretend someone else made it for you, right? That's really funny. Oh, okay. I had protein only, meat, fish, chicken. Oh, okay. All righty. Now, is that well, you said it was an economy kitchen. I was wondering whether that's like a community, is that something you sign up for? There used to be, I guess you remember Swans? Does anybody remember Swans? They had a freezer plan and you could actually they would sell you the freezer and then they would deliver all the food. It was a yellow truck. I don't know whether they're still in business or not. And I told you that I bought, those pre-made meals online. And I don't know. I think I'm the one that screwed up, but instead of getting 6 meals delivered, what did I have any delivered? I had 24 meals delivered, I think, by mistake, and I ended up feeding the neighborhood because they said in big letters on the packages, don't freeze. Now, I don't know why you couldn't have frozen. You could have, because all of the stuff was supposedly fresh, so it certainly could have. And maybe they thought that freezing it would have compromised the goodness. I don't know. So I ended up calling around the neighborhood and giving out dinners. Everyone seemed appreciative, so that was okay. And I only had to pay for the 8. I didn't have to pay for 20. Oh, you have a bunch of, hi, Malaya. You have a bunch of tubes made? I've never made tubes. I've made the long, I guess Shannon calls them straws, the real long ones. I don't think I've ever done tubes, but these are definitely tubes. Yeah, she had a big bowl full of them. Yeah, I was looking around for something interesting to make and something that wasn't too thought, where I'd have to think too much. I try to find things that you don't have to think too much when you're streaming, because you want to be able to read chat and engage with everybody. That's why I got so flummoxed when I did the changes of seasons of change, because there were a lot of things going on and I got lost. Let me wipe up some of this. The sewing machine I bought was probably more sewing machine than I need, because it's like I went online and was looking for what's the best sewing machine, and this one came back from the Good Housekeeping Institute, but it's a sewing machine / quilting, and it's got the quilting table. I probably will not quilt, but hey, you never know, right? I've got a lot of material that I could easily quilt with. So I might, who knows? I might take up quilting, but it's computerized and it's got all these fancy stitches, and you can even do letters. I actually did my name. I ended up with an extra A because I programmed it incorrectly, but so I put my Ann in. Yeah. And then it did this neat little design, which I thought was pretty cool. And the most important thing it does is that it sews through paper, because that's what I want it for. I want to sew paper. So that's what I'm looking for, the ability to sew paper. And it does. Now, I haven't tried cardboard yet. And that little $59 clunker that I bought would sew through cardboard. Oh, you do like it? Okay. I haven't taken it out of the box. I just didn't realize I would, but I probably maybe will find it. Well, if I quilt, obviously. I've actually shortened a pair of slacks. Let's see, quilting you can have some. Yeah, there's a person that Becky turned me on to, and now I can't remember her name, but her website is Mount Scrapmore, I think. And she has free designs, quilting squares every week. And she is hysterical. Just her personality alone, she's so much fun to watch. But I can't. And name of her website, it's got Mount Scrapmore in it, I think. Those old workhorses. My sewing machine belongs. Oh, that is awesome. It sat in the family of origin and no one used it. I got it. Had it serviced. Okay, that's great. You know who else has a really cool old sewing machine is Janet Nash. Her name is the name of her channel. And her website is Mount Scrapmore, something Mount Scrapmore. I'm sorry, I can't remember the rest of it. If Becky pops in, maybe because she always sees the mill on Sundays, the mother-in-law, maybe she can, because the woman is just bubbly, funny, great personality, and then she actually shares an actual quilt pattern, like for a square. Yeah, she's pretty cool. Now I got a lot of scraps. I can't stop buying material. I don't know why. There's something about buying material and it makes no sense. There's no reason. I shouldn't be buying material. I am not a sewer. Oh my gosh, you hauled my mother's old machine in the back of my car from Texas. Piece of furniture. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Brenda. I think, yep. Yep. Gail, Brenda sounds right. Brenda. I think that is her first name. Yep. Then I think you know who I'm talking about. I think we had this conversation. Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. Yep, that's it, Gail. Thank you so much. That's her. Yep. So you know what I'm talking about, and you know what a great personality she has. She is just a joy. I mean, I just bubbly, so enthusiastic, and obviously loving what she's doing. Material is the new paper. Or paper is the new fabric. Yeah, Janet Nash's is just, it's gorgeous. That black singer. My mother bought a sewing machine much later in life. I mean, she never sewed when I was growing up. There's a lot of things my mother never did, but took up, when the kids were, I guess. I mean, she took up bowling and tennis and all those things that she never did when we were kids. I guess she was busy raising us. Hi, Raul. Good to see you. I know it's late for you. Thank you again for sharing with us your skills and talent on Wednesday. If people have not seen that stream, I went and I renamed it. It doesn't just say Hub Day. It says Hub Day with Raul as the co-host, so it's easy to find. Raul shares with us what the things that he's done to reach almost 33,000 subscribers in a mere 3 years. It's an incredible accomplishment. And what I found out, and if you listen to the interview, you'll realize how much work and how much time Raul has put into his commitment. And I don't think many of, I shouldn't say that. I know I probably am not someone that is willing to put that amount of effort in. All right. Am I frozen again? The time everyone was older than 10 years old, my mother found new interests. The sewing machine just sat unused. That's interesting. Huh. Very interesting. Okay. We're getting there, folks. We really are. I really kind of, yeah, we're getting there. Now we got to do the side pieces. And the Aleen's is holding up beautifully, so we'll stick with the old Aleen's. And I think there are 12 that go on this side. Let me just count them up. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, what do we got here? I think there's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 11. Yep, that's right. That's right. 11 is the magic number. Let me bring these over here. And we'll continue gluing and chatting. Oh, good for you. Wow. I watched them on Saturday morning. The Nick. That's cool. There's this guy, Nick, and sometimes his brother. I thought they were twins, but Raul said they're not twins. But they every Saturday morning, I think, or once a month, they have a live stream where people can ask them questions about, and basically, it's all about growing a channel, and it's a lot of technical stuff. And Raul got picked for a channel review. That is awesome. So when you get picked for a channel review, do they look at your channel? Nick is the younger and Dee is the older. Okay. All right. Do they look at your channel and they give you, I don't know, they give you ideas to, I don't know what they could do that you're not doing. See, you're saying live, that's interesting. Yes, that's Raul. Oh, okay, I thought that was Chris. That's Raul saying he's going to do more live streams, and I'm thinking the opposite. I'm thinking of doing. I just don't. I'm not interested in editing, but again, that's not to say I couldn't learn, or just turn the camera on, right? When I'm doing something like whatever I'm doing, and just have it private and then upload it and then not do any editing. Yeah, okay. And they looked and they said, checking all the boxes. They did not give me other advice or tips. They say, I was wondering. That's my point. I would be very curious as to what further advice they could give you. And Raul was very kind. He shared a lot of the trials and tribulations, and a lot of the stuff that he shared with us was stuff that he learned the hard way. He literally learned the hard way by trial and error. So he had a lot of things that he told us don't do, which I thought was really great. Well, that's amazing. I've never done a short. I think I did a reel or two, and I don't know what the difference is between a short and a reel. Is it just one is, what is the difference between a short and a reel? Is one just Facebook and the other is YouTube? Or is there I don't know. Well, you're an old editor from way back. That's what you used to do. So Barb loves editing. I used an editing program when I was teaching, Camtasia. I only had one don't do and don't make videos. I don't know. Is Camtasia and editing? I think the school paid for it. I had asked for it. I can't remember now. But I guess there's all sorts of programs out there for editing. I will upload 24 shorts. Oh, wow. That'll be cool. The Indian Light Festival. Very cool. Well, that's right. A lot of your little drawings are Indian gods and goddesses. I forgot that. Look how pretty this one is. It's all blue. Oh, I guess you don't have to edit. Or manageable sizes. Okay, well, that's interesting. I hope everyone read what Barbara just said. It's well, I guess it is a sense of accomplishment. Why not make videos? You can see how pretty some of these are. I mean, look at this one. Now, the magazine I used, all of this. No, you've got a full-time job. Yes, the analytics. And that's another thing that we talked about. And that's a freebie from YouTube. You go to YouTube Studio and they have all these analytics that are all just geared to your stream and your channel. And there is a plethora, I love using that word, a plethora of information. Oh, buggy software. Yeah. Well, is open OBI, open broadcast? No, that's not it. That's not a editing program, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Uh-huh. Thank you, Barbara. Yes. A thumbs up would be great because that's the algorithm, right? Comments and thumbs up. I have 658 subscribers. I had 659, and then I lost one. I still don't understand losing one, but they have a propensity to take them away. And I'm sure they have their reasons, the YouTube people. I know it's late for you. Thanks for stopping in, Raul. I appreciate that. I know it's late. Raul is 6 hours ahead of me, so he's in Barcelona, so he's 6 hours later. So it's very late there. All right, is that right? Let's see. Well, I don't have to ask you. I can. There it is. One more side, guys. Let's see. Scale. Too much stress for me is why I don't mess with watercolors. Oh, I thought you liked watercolors, except to make blobs. Oh, speaking of watercolors, you know what I almost did today instead of this? I was watching The Cove lady, and she did a beautiful watercolor and doodles. I love her stuff. I almost opted to do that, but I don't mind doing that, but I don't know whether I want to do that on a live stream, if you know what I mean. But she did a beautiful one today. Oh my gosh. And the other woman that I like to watch is Denise Love. I haven't watched her recently. And she uses the color box, and she'll just grab a card and then just use what I like about Denise Love. She'll use wasn't it? You saw that? Yeah. Denise Love, she'll use all different types of medium in one stream. You know, she'll have the colors, and then she'll use watercolors and acrylics and ink and woodies and graphite and you name it. She might use sometimes 4 or 5 different types of mediums, you know, for the one from the one little piece of abstract art, which I think is so cool. Why just use watercolor when you can use gouache and woodies and a little gold here and a little gold there, right? A little touch of gold through a stencil. It's amazing what that does. I think it just makes things look so much cooler. I'm not a good splatterer. That's a good question. What size are these paper rolls? And the best answer is it's just a round pencil. So I can't really give you a size. I would say if I had to guess, maybe 1/4 of an inch in diameter. I just picked a pencil. And it's a round one. So let me see if I could. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's 1/4 inch. That's what it is. And the length is 4. This is 4. These are all 4 inches. The box itself is 4 by 6. This is it. This is just a piece of cardboard. So this is 4 by 6. And these tubes are approximately 1/4 inch in diameter. You can make it any size. I mean, Shannon had one box that she showed that was really big, like yay big, and then she made a smaller box. And her dimensions were a little bit smaller than mine. I think it was like maybe 3.5 by 6. And I'm using the magazine. The magazine I'm using is Architectural Digest. And I think she was using a Vogue magazine when she did hers. And she recommends not using the cover, the cover of the magazine or the back page, because that's a heavier paper. But that's the only thing. And that, you know, yes, she's led us all down many enjoyable alleyways. That's a good way of putting it. Yes, she has. Yep. I don't know what she and Jason are up to these days. I remember when she was working, I think she was working for 7 Gypsies there for a while. Every once in a while she would come on and see, look how interesting look how cool that looks. And that's just, there would be like leftover scraps from 7 Gypsies. And then she'd have a little live stream, or not a live stream, but a stream where she would use up the scraps. Yes, me too. Journaling by 5s is, we should do that some Sunday. Why don't we do that? Plan on that some Sunday. Because boy, if anything can't get you kick-started, it's a journaling by 5 session, you know? If you're really stumped, get out that composition notebook or whatever. I can share with you, I'm now covering those pockets with dictionary paper. I did get 42 pockets in my composition notebook out of the book by Natasha that Barb Owen was working on in her stream. And then covering those pages with dictionary pages. And that's really, I'm doing it ass backwards. If you really to do this again, you would cover the composition pages with whatever you were going to cover them with, you know, if you were going to cover them, and then make the pockets, because this is, you know, very difficult to cut the stuff. I've done journaling five times now. And haven't you have the journals to prove it? Okay. All righty. I believe you. I would not doubt you for a minute. I know people would have like craft parties, right? And do journaling by fives. I'd do a J5 on a grid next time. Huh. That's some, okay. So you would have fairly big squares and you'd have them all, just let everyone know, don't expect to see my home feature. Me either. I get the magazine and I just, you know, I drool and I buy it basically. I left it. Many people have heard this story, but I didn't renew my subscription. And literally 4 weeks after my subscription had expired, I get a letter from them. We miss you. Come back. And they offered me a deal. I couldn't I couldn't refuse. They offered me AD for $10 a year. How could I say no to $10 a year? So I'm now getting it again. All righty. You know what I forgot to do? Oh, Lordy, I apologize. I forgot to plug in the hot, I was going to say the hot air gun. No, it's not a hot air gun. It's a hot glue gun, Ann. No hot air. I'm full of hot air. Ha, 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 ha. I made a funny. I'm trying to, that's something we should maybe explore that further and try to maybe think about what the logistics would be for that, you know? Obviously you need bigger squares and 20 minutes for each. Is that how much time they normally give? Is it 20 minutes or 15? I don't remember now. I'm not sure. I don't remember. You're saying 20 minutes for the whole thing, though. 20 minutes would be too much time. 20 minutes for each. Oh, man, I think that's way too much time. You're going to move faster than that. It was? Okay, alrighty. I don't remember. I thought it was like 5 minutes. 20 minutes. It was 15. Okay. Oh, look, these glue sticks are almost the size. Well, no, they actually fit inside of that. Oh, here you go. All right. Okay. Noit was doing another technique that I thought I would try. Let's see. Costco made us a sweet deal. We canceled our membership in October 2020 and decided not to renew. However, Costco said if we spent $250 online, they would give us, oh, wow. That is a good deal because then you bought stuff that you would normally buy anyway, right? Let's see, if you have 18 squares, say, and then you'd have 15 minutes to put paint on all of them, then 15 minutes to add collage bits, then 15 minutes for stamps and stencils, then 15. Well, yeah, but would you need 15 minutes to fill an 18-inch square? Yeah, if you're going to spend that money and you're not just buying stuff to spend $250 and you're going to buy that stuff anyway, and their prices are competitive, and you walk away with a 1 year membership, if that's something that you would, yeah, I mean, the same thing kind of happened. That's what I'm doing. I've booked a cruise for my son and grandsons for June 2024. And it's on the Royal Caribbean. And there was a thing that if you got a Royal Caribbean Visa credit card and you spent X amount of money in 3 months, which is a short period of time, you'd get $250 for credit to spend on board the ship. And so I got the credit card and I figured I'll charge the cruise on it. I'll pay for the cruise with the credit card, then spent the money, and then have $250 to spend on board. What? 6 hours to go shopping there? Oh my God, that's crazy. Hi, Angie. Yeah. Well, we could figure that out. If you're, we could figure something out. We could probably test drive that or whatever. Six hours. That's insane. Now, Chris, are you in Mexico City or the suburbs of Mexico? I mean, I know, I'm embarrassed to say, I know nothing about Mexico. Literally nothing. I mean, I know Pancho Villa, and I think that's about it, and a little bit about the Mexican Revolution. And I know nothing. And I don't, I'm embarrassed. I mean, I taught, about Mexico when I was teaching American history, but, Pershing, chasing Pancho Villa all over the place in Mexico, because Pancho Villa came across the border 2 hours north. Okay. And I know that there's states in Mexico, and, and they called Pershing home because we were getting ready to enter World War I. All right, so, well, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. So now this wall is going to get glued onto the base. And this doesn't seem very sturdy. However, when it's on here, because I need a stick. I knew I was going to need a stick. I need another hand. That's what I need. I'm a little, let's see. Let's put this in here. Oh, no, come on. Well, I'll lay this down. Let's see. Oops. Ooh, this is a very old, very cheap glue gun. So it is, well, we're just going to make it work. I'm just going to pick this up and slap it right here. Slap a doodle and hold it. The good thing about glue guns is that they adhere. Is your base rolls up or rolls down? The base ones are glued to a piece of cardboard, and I just kind of stuck them. Okay, Angie. Well, thanks for stopping in. Okay, I have to go by. All right. Oh, she was out, what, elk hunting? Not elk hunting. You know what I mean? Elk sighting. So there you go. That goes like so. Yeah, that's pretty sturdy. It's pretty sturdy. All right. I didn't know what you meant by base up or base down. Um, I just kind of glued them down and I did look at them a little bit. I didn't want all white. I tried to vary the colors. All right, let's pick up this one. Let's see what we got here. I got a lot of glue that's showing, but that's going to dry clear. But just in case it doesn't dry that clear, I'll stick that on the inside. All right. And can you see what I'm doing? I hope you can. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ah. Okay. We're building it. We're building a box. Woohoo! We got a box. It's funny. Shannon Green was saying that she didn't trust hot glue guns, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I mean, they are awesome. And she said because where she lives, when the air conditioning goes out in Arkansas, everything that she's hot glued comes undone because it gets too hot and the hot glue melts. I've never had that problem. All right, let's see. See, this is going to go here. And then I've got some other pieces to stick in the corner. It'll fit, they'll go in those corner pieces. Okay. How we doing? We're all hanging in there. Thanks for being here this afternoon. I appreciate you all. I bought a new glue gun. I bought a Gorilla glue gun, like Gorilla Glue. Horrible, horrible product. And proprietary glue guns and other crafts. Yeah, I've burnt myself a couple of times, but it's not that bad of a burn. I mean, I don't really mind. Having been a chef, I had burns all up and down my arm, as a broiler chef. So, and it's not like you're going to end up with a blister or anything. And I'll put pieces on the corner here to kind of secure that. When I first saw your thing, yeah, you kind of get, yeah. And you get the little finger, whatever, the finger tote things or whatever to protect your fingers. Uh-oh. I think I'm missing one here. I think I'm shy one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am. Aha, that's okay. We'll do it with the glue gun. Ooh. There. Voila. Okay, we're getting there. Yeah, I don't think I would use they would be in the way. I'll take my burns. I'll take my lumps. Okay. Here we go. Wow. Look how nice that came out. That was just a mistake. Huh. They all would come out like that. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Getting there, folks. I could probably fill this as soon as it's done. I could probably fill it with ephemera and stickers and such. See, I have these here, and they're going to kind of go in the corner, and that will kind of secure, it'll secure that corner. So that's what the plan is. All right. Oh, no. So let me get the seam side in. All righty. Now let's see if I can. So anyway, I bought the Gorilla glue gun, and it was not that good. But the thing that really pissed me off, maybe I said it was proprietary. Did I say that already? I hate that. You couldn't put generic glue sticks in it. You had to buy their glue sticks. So, needless to say, I didn't use it that much. Hi, Dana. Good to see you. How are things in Florida, where you are at? Dana's another Floridian. And we've decided that one of these days, Beth, Schuler, Dana, and myself could easily get together for lunch. Very easily, because we're pretty close. I mean, if we kind of shared the, kind of met halfway or quarter way. Look at that. See, those corner pieces really give it some stability. I'm making a magazine box, Dana, out of magazine tubes, inspired by Shannon Green. Maybe I should do it thinner. Look how pretty that one is. Isn't that a pretty? Just saying, it's a pretty one. You know what? I should do this. I should put the glue in another stick. And these sticks, you can buy these at the dollar store. This is just as generic can be. I should do this. This would be a better idea. Go right down here like so. And plop that right in there like so. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's a little warm. It's a little warm. All right. Get the spider webs. Hey, Beth. How is the birthday boy? Yes, we've decided that we're going to meet for lunch, Beth, and you have to join us. You think we could get Beth and Joe to go to Lou's Blues? Oh, no. I'll be right back. Wait a minute. I'm coming. There I am. Every once in a while, it decides my camera's unplugged. I don't know why, but it just says your camera's unplugged. I don't know why it just says that. Okay, let me stick this here. Ooh. Oh, I like that one. That one says object lesson. That's cool. Look. Object lesson. Isn't that cool? Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Wow. Now I got a lot of gunky glue. Now what she did and I'm not going to do, I will do later when this dry. She actually, to make, you'll go? Good. Oh, good night, Barbara. Chicken pot pie. I know, and then it came back. Thank you for coming. She actually painted these with a mixture of Elmer's glue, Elmer's and Mod Podge, and a little water mixed together. And she painted these sides before she put it together. But I was not going to do that. I mean, I might come back and do that. But so there's the box. Now we have to make the cover. But what do you think? I think it came out pretty good. Now the cover is really, what time is it anyway? Oh, okay. You want to go on, encroach on Mary's time. All right, so now I have to do some measuring here. Right, Lily? Yes, Lily. I have to do some measuring. So you basically want the lid. Yeah, it is pretty sturdy. I mean, it's not going anywhere. So you want this to overhang probably by one width of one of those. So, and I said those were 1/4 of an inch. And you don't want the top to be, you want it to be snug, but you don't want it to be. All right, so let's see. I never can read this Timmy. I can never read the Timmy thing. All right, I want to be over here, but then we're doing a little eyeball in here. Got to take my eyeball out and take a look. 7, maybe 7.5, because 7 1/4 would be, probably should be 7 3/8, but I'm not gonna, I'll do 7.5. So if I did that, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure, because I've got this one little corner piece that's hanging out. So it's not gonna be, that's, yeah. That's a 1/4 overhang, and a 1/4 overhang here would be like here, like here. Okay, so it's 7 1/4 in one line. I mean, I know that's got a number, 7 1/4 by one line. Okay, all righty. Okay, here we go. 7 1/4 by one line. Remember that, Lily. 7 1/4 by one line. You got it, Lil? All right. Lily's here. The Lilster. Okay, I'm using Architectural Digest. This is what's left. So if you want to use up a magazine, this is going to take almost a whole magazine. Yeah. Barb. Oh, she's going. Barb. Chicken Pot Pie Society. She commented on. Yeah. When I look at this magazine, I always say to myself, who gets to live in those houses? Oh, not me. Okay. Now I got to think about this. And I've been trying to avoid thinking. So that's going to be a problem. But, all right. Ooh, look at that. Oh, look at that. See, my problem is my pencil's not that long. My pencil, as Dee Dee says, pencil. What do I do with my ruler? It's right here. All right. So this pencil should be long enough. All right. It's not round enough. Ooh. Okay. All right. I'll do this. I don't know. Shit. Excuse me. Oops. I'm sorry. Oh, I said shit. I don't have anything long enough. How long is this? No, I've got a problem here. I've got this. However, it's much thinner. Shoot. Got nothing. I don't have a fatter dowel. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this. Oh, yeah, this will work. Right, Lily? Okay, we'll try this. It's going to be too fat, but that's okay. It's better than, can you see? This is what I'm going to be using, I guess. All right. So this has got to be 7 1/4 and a dot. All right. Let's see. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Let's do this. All right. So here's 7 1/4 and here. All right. Let me cut that. This is where you get bogged down when you actually have to think. Oh my gosh. Oh, all right. Got to think here. Don't you even think about it, Lily. I mean, your little pea brain. That's what they say. Cats' brains are about the size of a pea. All right. Let's cut this in half. That is 8. Okay, so let's do this 4. I don't know, folks. I don't know. We may have hit a fork in the road. Not a fork in the road. But let's see. I probably should have done the whole sheet. Yeah, I'm going to have to go. Go back and get a whole. Yeah, because that's not going to be sturdy enough. Let me do a whole sheet. And then, you know what? I'll do a whole sheet and then I'll cut it. Because that's not going to be sturdy enough. That's too. Yeah, let me just do this. Let me just throw that on the floor. Let's measure this again. Your Siamese are really smart. She is too. She's just a pain in my butt. But. What did I say? She's taken to jumping up on the. I do. I do, Barbara. I do. Thank you. Brilliant. I do have a drinking straw. I don't. Well, let me get one. Thank you. Woohoo! See, there's always someone in the audience that's thinking. I do. Barbara to the rescue. Woohoo! Woo! Yes, I do. And you know what? I'll stick that. Oh, thank you, Barbara. And I'll stick this in here, right? To give it some stability. There you go. It's going to be a little, it won't be as fat as that, but it'll work fine. All right. Thank you, Barbara. Crafters unite. Doo, 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 doo. All right. Let me cut this to the whatever, 7 and a. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, they're not long enough. I could glue two glue sticks together. Yeah, I can't roll this. Ah, oh, it won't roll. Come on, come on. All right. Well, she had a big dowel. I mean, a big dowel. I mean, a big fat dowel. I only have this skewer. Okay. All righty. Okay. And I'm going to use Aleene's. I don't want to use them. Let me do this. Oh, come on. No, I should have had it standing up, and I didn't. I'll stand it up now. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Here we go. We'll just use extreme glue. Might have to do this a second time because this is not that strong, you know. But I can wrap another piece on top of that. So that's going to go like so. It's the right, you know, it's the right thingy. But I think I'm going to wrap it around again. And with that cap store is upside down. I know. I forgot to put it upside down. I know. I just had put it down on its side. I screwed up. Oh. Let me do this again. Let me get another piece of paper. Oh, I got some over here. Okay. I was going to do this before I went live, but I didn't know what the dimensions were going to be of the box until I was done making the box. So that's why I kind of got caught here with my pants down. I don't need to go the whole thing. Well, why not, right? Yeah, I don't need to go the whole thing. Let's just go like so. Let's just cut that. Hey, if it doesn't work, I'll have to, you know, figure out something else. don't want to have to go and buy a dowel. You know what I mean? All right. There. I think that's gonna. I should probably left the straw inside of it, but I don't have that many straws. So, but I can sure that up with some other glue, some more Aleene's when I get it. So let's see. All right, so that's goes like so. And then I need to make this on the inside. See, I can use that again. That'll go like so, I think. I think that's what she did. And then she glued that. When I was just go on the outside. I guess this goes on the outside. Yeah. I've got to make another one. I have to make another whole top. So. And I know I have enough to do that again. And we'll see how that works out. Okay. All right. I have to make another whole one of these sides. All right. Let me do that while this sets up. And then we can chat. And let me do, because I'm going to stick this here. I'm going to chat and make another. I have to do another thing across. And I know I have enough of these because I counted them. They're all over the place. See, these are like hard as a rock. They're really very sturdy. Oh, I had enough of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 13. No, 13. 14, 15. 16. I knew I had enough. Whoa. Whoa. All right. Now. Okay. And the Aleene should be back working again, I hope. Now that it's been stored correctly by its owner. Okay, here we go. So that's a handy dandy, when you can store that way. That's very clever of Aleene's. I was crafting somewhere. Well, I know I wasn't crafting. I was watching a video somewhere, and someone said that they'd never heard of Aleene's, and I went, "What? How could you be any sort of crafter and not have ever heard of Aleene's?" Wasn't that a mother-daughter thing? Wasn't it the mother-daughter that worked together and they developed the glue? And I think they now have a clear Aleene's, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, you can buy a little tiny thing of Aleene's at the dollar store, and that's just the perfect size. I know a lot of people buy that and then just refill it because it's easy to handle. Sometimes it can be difficult with arthritic hands and such. That's what Shannon Green was complaining about when she was rolling up some pieces for the handle on the cover. It hurt her arthritic hands. Okay. We're getting there. Obviously not going to finish this, but next Sunday when you tune in, I know you'll all come back. I hope you'll all come back to see the finished magnificence of this box and see that it's filled with all sorts of goodies. I mean, you could line it, but I wouldn't want to cover up all of the beautiful color of the different magazines. I had a whole bucket full of the straw, so it's, the things that you roll up using the magazines, but they're the long, skinny ones. She referred to them like straws. I had them for years up on a shelf, and I just threw them out recently. I don't know whether Malay is still here, but is she going to get out her tubes and make a box or two? There. If you were really fancy, I mean, think about, you could make, oh man, I got an idea. You could put like a little rim around inside the box, right? And you could make a smaller lid in front of it with a handle, so you could have like a 2-layer box, you could have you put a little top on the inside, and then you could, have like little compartments, like make it like a little jewelry box thing. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yes, once I have a square yeah, I understand. Yeah, I had to do I actually did some rearranging. I had a lot of like colored markers out on my desk in various containers. And I got rid of, I rearranged all of them because I thought I might want to have room to the left of my laptop to put the sewing machine. And I was surprised how much space that freed up, but I've already filled that space. I mean, I have all of these markers that I'm never going to use. I mean, how many markers do you need? I've got a small set of Pitt pens, which I love. And then I bought a set of Arteza fine liner colored pens. They were nothing to write home about, believe me, nothing to get excited about. Oh, okay, let's see. I've made the flat tube boxes, and they were fun. The lid just nestled in it. I want to make more like that too. Yeah. Could have a box party. Get together and box it out. A boxing party. I still want to do a crocked crafter party. Or crocked crafting. Change my channel to crocked crafting. Or I thought, wouldn't it be neat if every Sunday I came on and made a cocktail of various, I've got the mixology book of cocktails. I could make a different cocktail every Sunday and drink it. Except I'd have to buy all that. I'd have to buy more than vodka. Could have a boxing match. Yes. I have to keep on moving this because otherwise I'm afraid it's going to glue it to this. I'm going as fast as I can. Ah. See, Leah, you mean that the roll tubes on the lid faced in, and there was cardboard lip across them? I'm not sure. But Aleene's is a really good glue. And in my little glue bot thing that worked before the stream decided not to work. Once the stream started, I have a mixture of Aleene's and that Barely glue and a little bit of glitter glue all mixed in together. And Spectrum Arts, they apparently have their own glue that they have concocted or made. And Nettie says it's the bomb. She said it's really, really good glue. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. Is it 16 or 17? Oh my God, I can't remember now. These, the ones that I rolled up earlier today, are tighter than a drum, man. You could. Oh, okay, I'll stick that here. All right. Okay. What did I say? I said over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. That makes. Sorry, I keep counting. Oh, 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'll put that on the other side. Probably need one more, but we're going to run out of time here. That's okay. And then I'll figure out somehow. Oh, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you so much. That will be very, very fun to watch. Thank you. That would be very cool. Okay. Okay. So the way that she did it, this kind of got glued in here, right? Oh, you can't see. So this kind of got glued here. And I don't know how. I would probably use the hot glue, right? And then you have another one that creates the lip that goes over this. And I have another one here. And then another one, another different length that, and then this kind of, there's like a lip on the lid, a lippy lid. She kept on saying a lippy lid. So that's what that's what it's going to look like. And, so these would be glued to this, right? And it's going to set like that. And then she made a really cute handle for it. So, okay. All right. I'm going to stop here. And thank you so much for being here and hanging in there. Ow. I just burnt myself. Just touched the nozzle. And I will figure this out and have it all assembled for you next week. And then, yeah. And then I will also maybe next week do some of the, Noit did a couple of other things that were really, really cool that I want to try. And Noit's in Israel. And if you're not familiar with Noit, just send her strength and love and send prayers. Because I think she's in Tel Aviv also, but I don't think she knows our Miriam. But you'll see her quite frequently. You'll see Noit in Barb Owen's stream. All righty. Well, thank you again for being here. And again, my mom used to say, if you can't be good, be careful. Have a great week, and thanks again for being here. Bye. What happened? Uh-oh.